All right, so we'll kick off part 2 with a discussion on exercise and longevity. Exercise and longevity. So this next study we're going to look at is from Brigham's Women's Hospital and the National Cancer Institute. And this study wanted to get at if I'm doing regular exercise in the form of brisk walking, what kind of impact does that have on my lifespan and longevity? So looking at this, regular brisk walking of up to 75 minutes per week can add an additional almost 2 years of lifespan. Also, 150 minutes per week of brisk walking can add 3.4 years to your lifespan. And at that 150 minutes per week, that's basically what the American College of Sports Medicine would recommend for the amount of activity you would get in a week. Further, if you're able to maintain a healthy weight and walk at least 150 plus minutes per week of brisk walking, that can add 7.2 years to your life. So certainly exercise can increase longevity. And it's not just the added years, they're also quality years where you're feeling good and you're functional. So again, exercise has a wonderful impact on the body. So this next study we're looking at here really supports, again, this idea that our fitness level, how much exercise we get, really does impact our longevity. So this is from a 2014 Journal of American Medical Association study that looked at our overall fitness level, how much exercise we get, and how that relates back to all-cause mortality from things like heart disease, diabetes, certain forms of cancer. So really diving into the relationship of how physically fit we are, and how does that impact our likelihood to die from something like heart disease or diabetes or those chronic conditions. So what they found in this study was that individuals who were sedentary, so your typical couch potato, getting up there in years, these individuals have a 500% greater risk of death from things like heart disease, from diabetes, from cancers, from all of those chronic type conditions than do individuals who have elite levels of fitness. Further, they found that individuals who are just below average for physical fitness have a 200% greater risk of death than individuals that are above average for physical fitness. So you got kind of two comparisons being made here. In that first example, you're really looking at individuals who are legit couch potatoes and do no exercise compared to more elite type levels of fitness, where somebody might be an athlete, for instance. So in that second comparison, you're really looking at kind of a real life scenario where individuals are just below physical fitness levels compared to individuals who are above average physical fitness levels. So again, this study really gets at how exercise impacts our ability to reduce risk factors for all those chronic conditions that especially kind of creep into play when we get to middle age especially, and we're not taking care of ourselves. So can exercise actually slow the aging process? So what are some common signs of aging? We think of things like loss of muscle mass as we get older, reduced bone density. Weight gain is very common once we kind of get to middle age. Rising blood lipids like cholesterol and triglyceride levels, rising blood sugar, for instance, and risk for things like diabetes. We tend to lose aerobic capacity, and we tend to have less energy as we get older. Reflexes slow down. We have a loss of coordination. We see things like reduced cognitive function, of course. Our memory isn't as good. We don't have the ability to learn things like we used to. We see often a loss of sleep, and depression and anxiety oftentimes tend to be more common as we age. So when we look at every single one of these common signs of aging, what we see is that when we are exercising regularly, that can absolutely counteract each one of these conditions. So loss of muscle mass, if we're doing regular strength training and cardiovascular training, that can help us not only maintain muscle mass, but also build muscle at any age. Weight-bearing exercises not only strengthen muscle, but strengthen bone to help us hold on to bone density as we age. Certainly exercise can be a part of maintaining weight or losing weight at any age. We can see improvements in cholesterol values and triglycerides. We can see better control of our blood sugar when we're exercising. Certainly when we're doing cardiovascular exercise, we see improved aerobic fitness and aerobic capacity. If we're doing the right types of exercises, that can help stimulate, again, better reflexes and improve coordination at any age. We also see, because of the impact exercise has on brain chemistry, that can actually help us think better as we age, improving cognitive function, improving our memory and our ability to learn new things once again. And when we're getting regular exercise, that can help us get better quality and better quantity of sleep at any age. And because of all these things, because of the likelihood that we have more energy and we feel stronger, and those improvements in brain chemistry, that's likely to trickle down and have an impact on our mood and reduce the likelihood that we could become depressed over time. So I guess I'll stop short at saying that exercise is the fountain of youth, but it can certainly help us maintain quality of life as we age. So we want to live longer, but we also want to have good quality of life, and exercise is a huge part of that. So let's look at the basic recommendation from the American College of Sports Medicine on exercise regarding how much exercise we should get and what types of exercise we should do. The American College of Sports Medicine recommends between 150 minutes to 300 minutes per week of moderate intensity aerobic activity, or between 75 and 150 minutes per week of vigorous aerobic activity, or some combination of the two. So the difference between moderate intensity and vigorous intensity would be the difference between doing brisk walking or light jogging, for instance, or running. So it's just the level of intensity in that activity. The American College of Sports Medicine also would recommend 2 to 3 days per week of muscle strengthening activities. So this could be resistance training using machine weights, using free weights, using body weights. So 2 to 3 days a week. The American College of Sports Medicine also recommends including variety in your exercises. So exercises that include flexibility, balance, and bone strengthening exercise. So when we think of weight-bearing activities such as strength training or brisk walking or jogging or running, when we're lifting weight, we're not only strengthening muscle, but we're also strengthening bone. And then a very general recommendation would be to simply maximize movement throughout your day. So move more, sit less, and keep in mind really any activity is better than nothing at all. So these are the recommendations from the American College of Sports Medicine for best case scenario. So in terms of the amount of activity that's going to give us the greatest disease preventing impact. We can also look at, and we'll cover this in a moment, what's kind of the minimum amount of activity we can do to expect some return. So how much exercise do I really need to make at least some difference in my health? So maybe you're new to structured exercise, or you haven't worked out in a long time and you're just looking to get back into some type of routine, but you want to ease into it, not quite ready to make that commitment of at least 150 minutes per week, or even up to 300 minutes per week. So what's a reasonable amount that I can do to start with and hope to see some improvement or return on that investment? This is from the Journal of Physiology, and they found that by committing to at least 3 days per week of a slightly higher intensity exercise, 15 to 20 minutes per session has a similar impact as 5 days per week of steady state cardio for 30 minutes. So again, at least a commitment of upwards of 60 minutes per week, up to 150 minutes per week, should bring some improvements in things like blood lipids, like cholesterol, for instance, improvement in blood pressure, as well as improvements in things like glucose metabolism if you have diabetic concerns. And let's not forget as well that exercise can be an important part of weight management long term, or weight loss if you're trying to lose weight over time. All right, so let's put it all together and discuss how do we actually get more active? What are some thoughts, some strategies that might help us get there? So how do I go about getting more active? What's my plan? So with any lifestyle change, it's important to really get in touch with the why behind that change. Why do I want to make this change? So really finding your motivation for making that change. Is it a health concern? Do I want to have more energy? Do I want to feel better? Do I have a class reunion coming up and maybe I'd like to lose that 10 or 15 pounds that I've gained over time? Looking for inspiration. Chances are you might know someone that has tackled a lifestyle change similar to what you're trying to do. So reaching out to people like that for those inspiring type stories, or researching online potentially as well for that inspiration. Again, there are many people out there that have embarked on lifestyle change to get more active, to lose weight, to lower blood pressure, and have been successful. There's no reason you can't do the same. I always recommend for folks to focus on the benefits first of making some lifestyle change and not focus on the difficulties. Chances are any lifestyle change is going to come with some drawbacks and some difficulties, whether not having enough time to do this exercise, not having enough energy, not having the right know-how maybe to do this lifestyle change. So there's a lot of difficult things that go along with that. These things we can overcome if we focus especially first on the benefits of doing that exercise. I'm going to feel better. I'm going to have more energy. I'm going to eventually lose that weight that I want to lose. I'm going to reduce my blood pressure or improve my cholesterol. So if we focus the mindset around the benefits of making that behavior change first, instead of all those difficulties, again, it's a small commitment to a positive mindset and to kind of visualize your success before it happens. We do need to identify barriers, though, the things that are going to prevent us from making this lifestyle change, whether it be available time, busy home and family life. I don't have equipment at home. I don't have a gym membership. I'm not sure what exercise is right for me. So we do have to identify exactly what those barriers are, unique to my life, so that we can begin to work around those barriers to really develop a plan that's going to work for yourself as an individual. Within any lifestyle change plan, we should set goals for sure and prioritize. So whether your goals are to lose 10 pounds or to improve blood pressure or to improve glucose, whatever those goals are, take the time to write them down. Make sure they're meaningful and specific and attainable type goals. Prioritize. How am I going to get there? Am I going to focus more on cardio, more on strength training? What's the most important things to me within my plan? Your plan should focus on the specifics of how you're going to accomplish your goals. What is my exercise schedule look like? What types of exercise specifically am I doing? How am I going to work around my unique barriers? So it should be detailed. It should be focused on implementing these lifestyle changes. And one of the most important aspects of any lifestyle change plan is, when does it start? So take the time to sit down and circle that date on the calendar. A special reminder for anyone considering a new exercise routine, please reach out to your physician before beginning. And if you're very new to exercise, don't be shy about reaching out to a personal trainer for guidance. Thank you so much for joining me today, and please reach out if you have any questions. Have a great day.